Welcome. All right, you guys know we are doing YouTube now, and we have a very special guest today with us. I'm gonna let Joe introduce himself and tell us a little bit about what he does at one of our wonderful vet partners.
All right, thank you, Victor. My name is Joe. As Victor said, I am the hospital manager at Chastain Animal Clinic. I have been with Chastain for about 4 years, been hospital manager for about 2 of them. I just keep everything going for everybody, and it's an awesome position to be in. So I'm very proud of Chastain Animal Clinic. We just moved our clinic they built us a brand new clinic from the ground up. And it was just, we moved about a mile away, and we opened at the end of July.
Yeah.
So we've been open for a little while.
Yeah, what's the address?
The address is 940 Concord Road, and it is right directly diagonal across from Vickery Hardware, depending on which way you're coming. And there's a church right next to us, and we're right next door to the church. We haven't got our monument sign yet, but that's on the way.
Yeah.
It's finally got approved.
Yeah. That's great. So it was really cool. We had an opportunity to do a walk through the facility. Tell us some special things about it, like what makes this. I thought it was awesome, like the 2 entrances, but just walk us through the facility.
So from our old facility was very old and very small. At our old facility, we had 2 dog rooms, 2 cat rooms, a little surgery area, a little treatment area. We used to do boarding, but that changed, and and when they built the new clinic, they built it without boarding. So the new clinic, the great thing about the new clinic is the space.
Yeah.
The space is amazing. The windows, architecturally, it's beautiful. We have 2 separate entrances for dogs and cats, and we keep there's a vestibule, and it's truly split because, as you know, cats get a little whack, they don't like the smell of dogs, and vice versa. So we try to really keep that separated. So we have 3 cat rooms now, and when you walk into a beautiful, they did a beautiful job, the reception area, as you saw, and just the colors and everything that they did. But now we have 9 dog rooms, and we have 3 cat rooms. We also have something that probably one of my favorite parts of the clinic is we also have a comfort room. So it's got its own entrance on the other side of the building because it's a very delicate time, and we want to make sure that everything is their last moments with their pets is a beautiful and memorable one. And it's a hard time, so that's why we did it with a separate entrance, so you don't have to walk to the lobby and everybody knows what's going on. We also have 2 surgery suites, and we have a dual dental suite, so we are able now to do a lot more surgeries and dentals than we ever did. We also got 2 new doctors at the same time, which was awesome. So we went from 3 doctors to 5 doctors. And so we always have appointments available.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get in. We take walk-ins, but you never have a problem with an appointment. The treatment area is so big, and there's 3 wet tables. There is a cat treatment, it's got its own treatment room. We have a surgery recovery. One of the unique things that they did with surgery, which was my doing, is there's windows. So there was not windows between the things, but now there's a window from dental all the way through to recovery, so you can see directly into, and they can keep an eye on the dog. So there's always eyes on the pet. They built the doctor's office is beautiful. Everything they did was very thoughtful. Isolation, if your dog has been coughing, or we have parvo, there's different things. We don't want those to come through the whole clinic. So its own entrance. You can come in and everybody knows, then it's kept separate, and it's always disinfected and made sure that things can't transfer.
Yeah. I think that's really cool. and for people that will be watching this to kind of understand, like it's really been built for the care of the animal.
Yes.
I think that's important for people to know who watch this episode, is that there was a lot of intentionality that went into the building, which is what I love. And so we highly recommend, hey, you have pets out there, come on over to Chastain.
Yes.
They will give you really, really good support, really good care. Now talk to us, Joe, about like, so what are some of the things that you see? Like, I know we get a lot of questions about pet insurance, particularly. I know there's a lot out there, but from your viewpoint, help us understand how that works and how people should go about that.
Okay, that's a good question. So especially now, pet insurance is on the rise. It is the direction that everybody's going now, because vets very different than a medical doctor. So does pet insurance. It works a little differently. Pet insurance, it's not the difference between pet insurance and human insurance is that there's you pay up front. So just so you know, right off the bat, every insurance is the same. You pay the bill. Usually you submit your invoice, and most of the reputable pet insurance companies will reimburse you like in the 24 hours or with maybe 2 days. It depends. We are set up for 2 different insurances that we found to be, you get the most for your money. One of them is Trupanion, the other one is Pumpkin. When you have Trupanion, you actually can come in and say, hey, I'm interested in, when you come in for your exam, we can give you a voucher. You sign up right then and there. It's good for 24 hours. So if you do your visit and you were to go outside and your dog, God forbid anything happened as you went, or you got home, something happened, that you never know. You hope nothing happens, of course, when you have insurance, but you're covered immediately. That's the one wonderful thing about Trupanion. There's no buffer period. So, okay. And also there's one of the few that you can actually pay. You submit it and we do it right there. They pay us right away. Okay. So it's the one where there really isn't anything out of pocket except your deductible. There's still the 10%. Yeah. Depending on what you do. The other thing with pet insurance that you have to really watch is they're great for catastrophic events, or if you need, TPL surgery or any sort of big surgery like that, or something that a blockage, spleen, so many different things that can happen, and it's wonderful for that because those could be up to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and most places, as we all know, you have to pay right up front. Yeah. So it's something that you really have to look for. Not many do wellness, so a lot of people just have to really be careful of that when you're researching. Wellness is,
it's like vaccination.
Yeah. So wellness is all the vaccination, preventative.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Victor.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all the preventative stuff that usually a typical annual exam is around $300, $325, and that includes all your shots, vehicles, heartworm tests, which is very important. But most of them you can add the wellness part on. Okay. But it is an additional cost. And so again, great. These are questions that you want to ask. These are questions that when you're looking at comparing pet insurances, we still always tell everybody, do your research, because there is so many out there now, and a lot of big companies are jumping on it. There's Allstate, there's State Farm, they all have.
Yeah, there are car companies that are jumping on pet insurance.
Absolutely, absolutely. They even offer it to us. Yeah. We're owned by NVA, this big corporation, and part of our benefit is Pumpkin Insurance, and we get a discount on the premiums. But and even though we work in the pet field, it doesn't cover for us, like if something big happens, to my dog. So we always say, always do your research. And there's a lot of great search engines out there. You just want to be careful when you're looking at them that they're not sponsored by anybody. And you can find, when you Google, they'll list them, and it will tell you who, if they're pushing that one insurance. So you just kind of want to take everything with a grain of salt and really watch.
Yeah. We also, that's good information to know. We also get a lot of questions here about Bordetella. People think that Bordetella is for boarding.
That is
I guess it sounds. I guess it sounds the same. But
Absolutely.
can you tell us about? I mean, I know that is for kennel cough,
Right.
but can you explain that from people want to hear from the vet. Like, help us.
Okay.
Help people understand that that is not a boarding vaccination. That is a preventative vaccination.
Right.
Yeah.
Victor, you got it exactly right. So Bordetella, despite the name, is really for kennel cough. Kennel cough you get if you go to a dog park, if you board, daycare, anything where you're around other animals, and it's because kennel cough is airborne, just like we get. It's like if we get coughs and stuff, it's usually through the air. So it is a recommended, and more so, not even recommended. It's like you kind of need to do this, and it's always wise to get Bordetella done. Because, like I said, anywhere
you could be walking down the street.
Right, you could be walking down the street. You could go to a friend's house.
Yeah.
And just because their dog's not coughing, or doesn't mean that maybe they were earlier.
Yeah.
So it's a simple lifestyle vaccine, but one worth always getting. It's probably the least amount you're going to spend on one of the vaccines. It's not expensive, but 100% worth it. A lot of places require it every 6 months. Most of it yearly is good enough.
That's good.
Yeah, but very important as far as environmental.
Yeah. So get your Bordetella.
Absolutely get your Bordetella. There's a few things you always want to do: rabies, Bordetella. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, Joe, tell us, like, as we're wrapping this up, tell us, like, what one piece of advice you would give pet parents, just from a vet perspective. Like, we talk about preventatives and things like that, but we see a lot that goes on with dogs. Like, what advice could you give them to help resource them so that they have just knowledge about how to provide the best possible care for their dog?
The best thing you can do,
Or cat,
yeah, absolutely. We don't want to discriminate against anybody, but the best thing that you can do is always stay up on the vaccines, especially your core vaccines, your rabies, your distemper, the Bordetella. Out here in Georgia, you always want to do lepto as well.
Okay.
Lepto leptospirosis is something that happens. Again, they call it a lifestyle vaccine, but you hikers, outdoors people, if your dog drinks from standing water as you're out on that Kennesaw Mountain, right? You're taking your hike, but if a deer or a horse or any other sort of wild animal, wildlife, if they, urinated or defecated in the standing water, that's where lepto comes from, and it just comes from, and it's hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
So always do that. The other thing I can't stress enough is preventatives, and that includes your heartworm and flea and tick. You always want to get a heartworm test when you do your annual. Heartworm comes from one bite of a mosquito.
Okay.
And we know in Georgia, they never go away. Fleas also really don't, it never gets cold enough to die. It has to get below 0 for fleas, and it has to stay that way for a while. I think it's 10 days before the fleas die, but they don't. Mosquitoes die, and a lot of people say the biggest mistake people say is, "Oh, my dog never goes out." You have a little dog, they stay inside, but they go out to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we always, as I know, the vets at my practice, and as long as I've been in vet med, that is the one thing, as they say, is like that you go outside sometimes, right? And you get that one bite. Heartworms can be deadly.
Yeah.
And once they have them, it is curable. But I will tell you, it's a very pricey cure. And that is the biggest thing. And you stay on heartworm, flea and tick year round.
Yeah.
It's
year round.
Yeah.
Say that one more time. Year round. Because
year round.
There's some people that will say once the seasons change, you can come off of that. But You're hearing it from the source.
No,
year round.
Year round. The flea and tick, that is one thing that possibly we don't ever recommend it, but if you were gonna choose something, that would probably be it. But never ever come off heartworm medicine, because honestly, there's an uprise here in Georgia, just so you all know. Mm-hmm. There is a big influx in heartworm. I've seen more cases than I think I've seen in my whole 10-year career in vet med, just these last couple years. I mean, we get dogs come in all the time. That's why you have to have that heartworm
You think
test.
it's because people are not getting the treatment for it, or the preventative for it, or they just
100%. It's generally because they're not taking heartworm medication, and it is there is cost involved, right? So that's very conscious, but there are a lot of good options out there that are affordable and can it's a game changer. They even have an injectable heartworm. So if you don't want to worry about it, hey, I don't want to give my dog a pill every month, because I'll forget, Pro Heart, get it. It's one and done, and you're good for it. You can do 6 months or a year, but we always recommend a year, and I promise you, it'll be the best thing you can ever do for your pet.
Okay. Now, Joe, people want to sign up. They want to come to Chastain. Can they get a phone number for them, or can they just Google or call?
You can Google us. Our phone number is 770-435-7067. You can make an appointment online. We have a booking tool online. So if you don't, that's also the way we all know that's the way to go. A lot of people don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Get online. You can make any kind of appointment, and you have a lot more options, I think, online, because just because you'll be able to choose your time. We aren't open on the weekends yet. Our plan is probably next year we will at least be open on Saturday for half a day, because we understand people work and sometimes you can't get where we are open from 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday. We do surgery Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And we do dentals. That's another very important thing.
Yeah.
Your dog's teeth, just like our teeth, very important. You'd be surprised how if you forget, or people don't think, I don't, unless you brush your dog's teeth every day.
Yeah.
So that's another big thing. But we do that. We also have paw plans, which aren't insurance, but what paw plans do is it's really cool. So we have different levels of paw plans. So say you get a new puppy and you want to do, you're going to get him neutered and spayed. Again, unless you're breeding, another good thing, because cancer for male dogs and pyometra for female dogs, which you
that
don't
increases if you don't get spayed.
If you don't, every year that goes by that your dog, and I know it's a lot of people, it's a lot of personal thing, but for the health of your pet and for a long life, you always want to spay and neuter. But so we have a plan, like say you buy the puppy plan, you're going to spay or neuter them. They take all of that, all the services you get all of your vaccines, you get the spay and neuter, you get the blood work, it's all included. But what it does is that you spread it out over a year. Yeah. And you do a monthly, just like you would on a credit card, but you get unlimited visits. Okay. You come, you never pay for an exam again for that whole year. Okay. And you get, like I said, you get all of your vaccines for the whole year. You're gonna get all of that stuff. Probably would cost you close to $1,000 with the spay or neuter and with all the shots. And like I said, we discount it, spread it out over a year for you. We have that for dentals. We have that for senior dogs, because when you get senior, you got a lot of x-rays, blood work. Yeah. So and we have it for cats. Yes. Paw plans for, it's a $49 one-time membership fee. Okay. And you set up your day you wanted to come out, because a lot of people, I know for me, I know when my bills come out, and that's when I get, usually payday, right? I mean, that's they'll do our stuff. But it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And for those, when you can't really afford that all at one time, it's a perfect way to do it, because when you sign up that day, you literally leave there paying the $49 in the first month of your paw plan. Yeah. Now, paw plans do not cover extra stuff. It's not insurance, other than what's listed. Yeah. You get that, but
So it's just an upfront way to you need preventatives, you need
Yep.
an exam. You can just pay a little
At a time.
and then
But,
get those services.
and you also get a discount with each paw plan, the level paw plan, you get a deeper discount on all things not related to your paw plan. So
Yeah.
nail trims and, medications and stuff like that. You get a nice little, anything helps these days, right?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. We're very intentional about bringing resources to our pet community, so we want you to take advantage of Chastain Animal Clinic. Last thing, Joe, if people wanted to, if they are with another vet and they want to come over to Chastain, is there a process for that, or is just you call and you say, I'm just looking for a change?
Yep.
Are there records
It
that need to be
happens all the
transferred?
time.
Okay.
Yeah. No. It
Okay.
is. We'll either get them.
Okay.
We'll take all the. We'll make it as easy as possible.
Okay.
A lot of people have them. Nowadays you can get them on your phone. You can just email them to us, and that's all. Okay. You fill out a new client form. You do that online. It takes about.
So it's an easy process.
Easy.
Okay.
It's seamless,
Okay.
and like I said, we'll take everything over, and it happens all the time.
Okay.
So we love it. Come on down.
Yeah. Well, that concludes this episode. And thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. It was
Of course.
It was an honor, and I got to tell you, Hounds Town. When we stopped boarding, I'm just going to say this: when we stopped our boarding, this is the only place we recommend is Hounds Town because, first of all, this gentleman and the staff, but they take amazing care of your pets while they're gone. They have daycare. So I'm going to plug you a little bit because we are very proud to be partnered with Hounds Town. And like I said, they are the only place we recommend. And I think you have a few of our clients that come here.
Yeah, quite a bit. Probably coming in this weekend. Probably coming in today.
I was gonna say. So yeah. So
thank you, Joe. That's really nice. We do have a great staff. And,
Yep.
We'll spin it around with you guys.
Yeah, they are.
Where are they? Look, there they are right there. Hi. Okay, that concludes. See you.
Thank you.